What are the most historical places in the Philippines? If you want to understand the country's past beyond the history books, make sure to include these historical buildings in the Philippines that will surely take you back in time. Being a melting pot of cultures and people, it's no doubt that the historical places in the Philippines captivate not just local travelers, but also explorers across the world. From century-old churches to bloody war zones, the historical sites in the Philippines never fail to amaze its visitors. They let us stroll through history. Here are my top 20 most historical sites in the Philippines. Be sure to have your pen and paper to list down some or most of them in your bucket list to do in the year 2023. Aguinaldo Shrine. Located in Kawit, Cavite, a few kilometers away from my hometown, Imus City, Aguinaldo Shrine was the home of the first and youngest President of the Republic of the Philippines, Emilio Aguinaldo. It's a historical place in the Philippines because, as we all know, it is where the first Philippine flag was waved that symbolizes the country's independence in 1898. Now, it's a famous tourist spot and houses some of Aguinaldo and his family memorabilia. What makes this place interesting is that you'll realize how intelligent Aguinaldo was through the architecture of his house, revealing some secret hideout and passages that were relevant during the time of war. The entrance fee is free, but donations are encouraged. Bagumbayan. Also known as Luneta Park, Bagumbayan is one of the most historical attractions and national historical shrines in the Philippines. This is because the Philippines' quote-unquote national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, was executed here in 1896 after he fought for the country's freedom from the Spaniards through his articles, essays, and novels. The Rizal Monument is a great place for strolls, and picnic on the ground park is a must, where you can view a colorful dancing fountain. The entrance fee is free. Fort Santiago. One of the most notable Philippine landmarks and most historical sites in the Philippines is Fort Santiago in Intramuros, Manila. It was the place where Dr. Jose Rizal was held in prison before his execution. Hundreds of lives were lost in this Philippine landmark during Spanish colonial period and World War II. Today, Fort Santiago is one of the major tourist spots for historical places in Manila and in the Philippines. View the scenic ruins caused by World War II and visit the dungeons of Fort Santiago. The walled city of Intramuros. A walk in and around Intramuros is like a stroll through history, where you will see amazing cultural attractions in the Philippines. That's why when talking about the top 10 historical places in the Philippines and historical places in Manila, Intramuros never misses the list. It is the oldest and historic core of Manila and built with defensive walls against foreign invasions, hence being called the Walled City. Here you can see the preserved Spanish colonial structures from government offices to residential areas to souvenir shops. It is also surrounded by other historic places like Fort Santiago, and you can tour via bamboo bicycles, kalesa or horse carriages, or by foot. The entrance fee is free, but take note that some tourist attractions in the area have entrance fees. DAPITAN, Zamboanga del Norte. The Rizal Shrine in Zamboanga del Norte is one of the most historical places in Mindanao. This is where Dr. Jose Rizal spent 4 years of exile when he was accused of planning the revolution against Spanish rule. Rizal Shrine in Zamboanga del Norte is one of the important landmarks in the Philippines. The Mi Retiro Rock, where Rizal watched sunsets and where he wrote one of his most beautiful poems, Mi Retiro. The place is also perfect for nature lovers. EDSA Shrine. Located at the crossroads of EDSA Avenue and Ortigas Avenue in Quezon City, EDSA Shrine, formerly known as the Shrine of Mary, Queen of Peace or Our Lady of EDSA, is no doubt one of the most historical places in Luzon and among the landmarks in the Philippines that truly made a mark. This is where the historic and world-renowned People Power Revolution took place. The People Power Revolution is one of the world's most historic events because this uprising was peaceful, bloodless, and successful. You'll see a few notable monuments in the Philippines in and near the EDSA Shrine, the 35-feet tall image of Blessed Virgin Mary, and it is near shopping malls. Leyte Landing Memorial Park. The Leyte Landing Memorial Park, also known as the MacArthur Leyte Landing Memorial National Park, is one of the most famous monuments in the Philippines. It is a protected area of the Philippines that commemorates the historic arrival of General Douglas MacArthur in Leyte Gulf to free the Philippines from Japanese occupation, October 20, 1944. He also became famous for his line, and later on fulfilled his promise to the Philippines. The statues of General Douglas MacArthur and his troops in the exact location where they landed is the most famous site of Leyte Landing Memorial Park. Biak-Na-Bato. Another historical place in the Philippines, the Biak-Na-Bato in San Miguel, Bulacan. This is the famous landmark where Emilio Aguinaldo and other revolutionaries established the Biak-Na-Bato Republic to be free from the Spaniards. What can you see in Biak-Na-Bato? You can visit the hanging bridge over a clear river, several caves including the exact place where the revolutionaries secretly established a republic. The entrance fee starts at 20 pesos. BARASOAIN CHURCH in Malolos, Bulacan. BARASOAIN CHURCH is not just an ordinary place for worship, but also one of the most historical attractions in the Philippines because three significant events in the Philippine history occurred in the church. The convening of the First Philippine Congress on September 15, 1898. The ratification of the Malolos Constitution on January 21, 1899. And the inauguration of the First Philippine Republic on January 23, 1899. This is perfect if you're looking for historical places in the Philippines near Manila. You can visit the Museo ng Republika ng 1899 where you can enjoy several galleries that features the historic events in town and the country. The entrance fee is free. Mactan Shrine. Mactan Shrine in Cebu has played a huge role in the Philippine history. This is the site of the Battle of Mactan where Datu Lapu-Lapu defeated the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan in 1521. The Mactan Shrine is one of the famous Philippine landmarks and was built in honor of Lapu-Lapu. You can visit the 65-feet bronze monument of Datu Lapu-Lapu. The entrance fee is free. Corregidor Island. Corregidor is a small rocky island located at the entrance of Manila Bay. It was once the headquarters of Allied Filipino and American forces who fought against the Japanese during the World War II, and a witness to the braveries of these soldiers. While the Japanese had occupied lots of places in the Philippines, they avoided Corregidor because of the fear of the huge canyons surrounding the place. This is definitely one of the must-visit cultural attractions in the Philippines. You can visit the beautiful and historic ruins like Middleside Barracks and Battery Way. You can also see here Corregidor's longest gun, Battery Hearn. The entrance fee starts at 200 pesos. Calle Crisologo. The list of famous historical landmarks in the Philippines isn't complete without vegan in it. And among the things that vegan is well known for is the Calle Crisologo, where you can see cobblestone streets, intricate architecture, and horse carriages, commonly known as Calesa. It's one of the few Hispanic towns surviving in the Philippines and one of the best preserved Spanish colonial towns in the world. You can see cobblestone streets, you may visit preserved Spanish colonial town, many antique shops, and great food spots. Blood Compact Shrine. The Sandugo or Blood Compact Shrine Monument in Tagbiliran is a landmark at the site of the first international treaty of friendship between Spaniards and Filipinos. This Bohol tourist spot depicts Sikatuna and Legazpi at the famed Sandugo moment. You can visit the iconic statue of men performing the traditional Sandugo with an ocean view. The entrance fee is free. The Shrine of Valor. Also known as Mount Samat National Shrine, the Shrine of Valor in Bataan is a memorial to all the soldiers who died bravely in the battle against the Japanese forces and those who died during the Bataan Death March in World War II. Don't miss the place as it is one of the most beautiful Bataan historical places. The shrine consists of a large memorial cross and a colonnade, accessible to and from the popular Casas Filipinas de Acusar. The entrance fee starts at 20 pesos. Fort San Pedro. Fort San Pedro is the oldest fort in the country, one of the most visited Cebu City tourist spots. Similar to Manila's Fort Santiago, Fort San Pedro served as military defense structure during the 17th century. Spanish conqueror Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, who founded the earliest settlement in Cebu, had the initiative to put up this fortress. At Fort San Pedro, you'll discover the history of Cebu, Spanish government, and well-preserved Spanish artifacts. About 14 cannons can still be found in what has become a leisure park today. There's a museum inside the fortress, and it is near other famous Cebu tourist spots. The entrance fee starts at 30 pesos. Plaza Cuartel in Puerto Princesa. Aside from being one of the world's best islands, Palawan is also home to some famous landmarks in the Philippines, like the Plaza Cuartel in Puerto Princesa, then served as a World War II garrison for the Filipino and American soldiers. And now, the landmark serves as a memorial for prisoners of war who were burned alive in an underground tunnel. You can visit spots where soldiers suffered and were killed. There's a huge park perfect for a good walk. The entrance fee is free. Binondo in Manila. If you want to go on a food trip while seeing historical places in Manila, go to Binondo. Not only Binondo offers a great food adventure, but it is also home to the oldest Chinatown in the world. It is a popular tourist spot because of the amazing food spots in the area and affordable shopping places. Aside from Chinatown, Binondo is also home to the historic Binondo Church, built in the late 1600s. It was destroyed during the World War II, in which only the facade, including the belfry and the Umpin street side, remained standing and was reconstructed after the war. There are lots of food spots, as mentioned, authentic Filipino and Chinese food, Instagrammable spots, of course, Binondo Church, and Chinatown. The entrance fee is free. The University of Santo Tomas. The list of old historical buildings in the Philippines is never complete without my alma mater, the University of Santo Tomas in Manila. Founded on April 28, 1611, UST is one of the oldest existing universities and holds the oldest extant university charter in the Philippines and in Asia. UST had produced 4 presidents of the Philippines, 3 vice presidents, and 6 chief justices of the Philippines Supreme Court. And of course, the quote-unquote Philippine national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal, where he studied medicine. You can visit the Arch of the Century, the UST Church, and the UST main building, which houses the UST Museum, and some food stalls. The entrance fee is free. Tirad Pass in Ilocos Sur. Tirad Pass is not just a great spot for adventure seekers, but it is also one of the most historical places in the Philippines, as it was the site of the 1899 Battle of Tirad Pass during the Philippine-American War. You can see amazing mountain views and lush hills. The entrance fee is free. Limasawa, Southern Leyte. The town of Limasawa in Southern Leyte is one of the historical sites in the Philippines you shouldn't miss. The first documented Catholic Mass in the Philippines was held here on March 31, 1521, officiated by Father Pedro de Valderrama. You can visit Magellan's Cross, Dakdak Beach, and Limasawa Lagoon. The entrance fee is free. They say past is past, but we can't and shouldn't forget the past that shaped our present. The historical places in the Philippines show us how life is then and teach us how to shape the future through the learnings they have left.